You are clear for launch, and with that, shut down your visors, O2 on, and prepare for ignition, 202. Copy that, and initiating a full 10-4-4.
Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory. We give you peace. We give you honor. We give you blessing. We give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you. The fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name. Ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. O Cubed stands for one-on-one because it's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad to have you on this fine day. Yes, today is Tuesday, you all, May the 24th in the year 2022. I tell you, you might as well, this month is gone, y'all. It's just gone. This month has just gone bye-bye. I'm trying to tell you, it's just gone bye-bye. But at the end of the day, we're here, and I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so glad that you thought it well to come in and join me today in today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. Now, listen. I've had a good time. I've been to Richmond, Virginia, and back. I tell you, all kind of good things are happening. Jenny came in this morning sharing. She's already been up since 6:30 this morning in some positive vibes and some positive places. So glad for her. As well as Woman Unsilenced. She's in the room, y'all. Y'all see her right there on the screen, that beautiful sis right there. God is doing some awesome, magnificent, glorious things. And I'm so glad that you all are having all of this good stuff happening in your life. And I'm glad that you came in to share it with us here. Yes, in the Lion's Den on this morning. Now let's get this party crack-a-lack and let's get this party started. You know how we do it. First and foremost, we like to go to, Grandpa Holmes's chair and see who got their lips, their hips, and their fingertips into that chair. And I tell you, it always starts bright and early in the morning. Bright and early in the morning, they come in, y'all. They come in sharing the love so that we can get here and find the love, joy, peace, and happiness already here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at those that came in early this morning, 12 o'clock in the a.m. to get their lips, hips, and fingertips in Grandpa Holmes's chair. Now, the third person in the Lion's Den was none other than BTD Mom, otherwise known as Anita Harvey. Come on and get that love seat. Come on, Anita. Come on over there and have a sit down on that love seat. And I appreciate you for bringing the love, joy, peace, and happiness bright and early into the Lion's Den to make sure we had plenty of it here when the rest of us got here. Yes, you did. Now, the second person in the Lion's Den this morning was none other than Truck driver, you did that. Tell BTD Mom, scooch over just a little bit. Scooch over and go ahead and have a seat right there on the love seat in the Lion's Den. I appreciate you for being number 2. And I'm telling you, that 12 o'clock hour, man, they were busy. They were busy in the Lion's Den getting us ready for this morning. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is none other than Miss Fabulous, otherwise known as Mel Holiday. You did that thing, girl. You did that thing. Come on in here. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Is there room for your cat stroller? Oh, that's funny. That is so funny. Yes, Mel Holiday, you are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Come on in here and have yourself a seat. So glad to see you. So good to have you. Much love to you. Now, as we do and as is customary, we always appreciate those that labor among us. Yes, we do. We appreciate our mods with all kinds of mod love because, listen, at the end of the day, I appreciate them for coming in. And so let's go ahead and go here because, you know, we start with the prophetess. Up above my head, I hear thunder in the air. There must be a Shelly Thunder somewhere. Yes, Shelly Thunder, she is the prophetess. Come on with that mod love. Come on with that mod love. She takes such good care of us here in the Lion's Den, along with the Galactic Supervisor. Yes, the Rebel Inc. I appreciate the Rebel Inc. for all that she does here in the Lion's Den. You are just amazing. I tell you what, on Sunday and even on yesterday, she had Bangos last night, and I appreciate her coming on for Bangos because really, let me tell you, this is the love that she has for the Lion's Den. She was a little fatigued and whatnot, but she came on yesterday because if you recall, we told you that Reboot was getting ready to do their own thing. The millennials are launching out, branching out. And so Reboot got started on yesterday on their new Twitch channel. Go to Reboot Pod, type it in now, Reboot Pod, and follow. Yesterday I said subscribe. I was like, oh girl, you done told all the people but I mean, we'll take that. But I was really meaning to say, please follow those youngins. They are doing a magnificent job. As you know, Shelly Welly was out yesterday, ill, but I'm telling you, Phoenix Leord held that thing down on her own. But the Rebel Inc., that's what I'm getting to, so that we could make sure that some that may not have known how to get to that channel, the Rebel Inc., even though she was fatigued, went ahead and came on and streamed and did Bangos for a little bit, showed some videos, had a good time with the people there. Anytime you go to Rebel's house, you're going to have a good time, just so she could get the people over to help us. And I appreciate that. I really, really do. I appreciate her for that. And we had a good time on last night, but that's the kind of thing that these moderators do. They don't just come in and mod here, but they're concerned about any way and every way that they can help further what we're doing here in the Lion's Den. And Rebel, I just want you to know, I appreciate you, Galactic Supervisor. I appreciate you, because as the old saints used to sing, you didn't have to do it, but you did. And I'm so glad that you did. And that's what our moderators do over here. That's why we're giving that mod love. And then, of course, the third part of the Trinity is none other than Michelle Brownell. And she had us cracking up last night. She had us, listen, when the topic that the millennials chose was that drunkenness, that drunk time, that time that you were drunk. Michelle had some stories that just had us cracking up, and I still can't get over it. It was hilarious. Those are my moderators, and they do everything they can to make sure that this channel runs smoothly and that we get all the support that we can possibly garner. And I want you to know I appreciate you. Those three beautiful ladies right there, STL's angels, all that in a bag of chips. Now, you know how we do it. Come on and let's get started. Now, listen, I saw somebody else come in the room because, listen, I want you to know, if you were not here on Sunday evening, baby, I just want to tell you, Sunday evening, my dearest, yes, she's my dearest friend. I love this lady right here, Susan Fairley, better known as Fairly All Day out here in these Twitch streets. Susan Fairly fed us. I'm telling you, I love you, sis. She came in at 6 o'clock. Man, it's just this sister right here. She's the whole package. She is the whole gift. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? She is the whole gift. And I'm just so grateful that she came in 6 o'clock on Sunday and she fed us and led us on a journey of her life and different things that she has encountered, shared about some mental health areas. Just shared out of her heart with transparency. My God, today it was just glorious in the Lion's Den, and we just cannot say thank you enough to Fairly All Day, because listen, there's just no replacement for what she has in knowledge and experience. There's just no replacement for that. I just want to say, even I'm gonna give her, even outside of Sunday last week. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how you're preparing for your journey. Last week, man, I had a scenario where God is pushing me onto my destiny, and I had need for some help. And listen, folks, don't ever be afraid to reach out to your resources. I needed some help in an area. I needed some clarity, some understanding, some direction. This sister, after she got finished doing everything that she does in the course of her day, at 9 o'clock, You understand the words that are coming out of my 9 o'clock p.m. And listen, I'm on Central Time. She's on Eastern Time. So she was an hour ahead of that. I called my sis and we chatted, and she gave me just what I needed to know to get my feet on the right path to execute what I needed to do. And by Friday, I had it all done. And I was so glad just for the wisdom and the knowledge that she shared with me. And listen, this right here, this energy, we always talk about boss energy. This energy right here is unparalleled. And so don't y'all sleep on Susan Fairley. Don't sleep on Susan Fairley. And I'm going to just keep telling her, elevate, 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 because sister, it's your season and it's your time. Had just a wonderful time, and I appreciate her for that, coming in and sharing with us here in the Lion's Den. The Lion's Den is blessed, y'all. We get some of the best, and some of the best people come over here. People talk about all kinds of negativity, but listen, when you got folks like that coming in, you got folks like Susan, you got folks like Woman Unsilenced, and she is a streamer. Woman Unsilenced is a streamer. She's doing powerful and amazing things out there. Listen, when you got folks like that coming in the Lion's Den, you just cannot go wrong. You just cannot go wrong. And I appreciate them for all that they do. Now, I'm going to remind you, you all are still out there, and I appreciate you all. The Boss Energy Collection, you all been buying cups, glasses, everything. And MCP 812, I haven't forgotten you, girl. I just time got away from me, but your cups are on the way. I messed around and broke one, to tell the truth. I don't know what I was doing. I was trying to get it in and get it ready to go. And next thing I knew, it was laying on the sidewalk in many pieces. But I got another one for you. For those of you that are getting that Boss Energy, whatever, whether it's the t-shirt, the hoodies, the whatever merchandise, the masks, we have it all, and you all have been supporting us. Because why? We're going somewhere. We've got a vision. We've got something that we want to do. Want to give it up always for Twana's Twitch for these beautiful designs. Man, I'm telling you, the Boss Energy that's in the Lion's Den just doesn't play. For everybody that is supporting us with the merch, I want to say thank you, because you never have to do it, but you did. And I appreciate you for that. It's still out there, y'all. It's still out there. And so if you continue, matter of fact, one of my good friends that lives down in Texas got several and gave them to her granddaughter for graduation. She was like, her granddaughter was just unhinged. Like, oh my God, I love it. I appreciate hearing that. And I appreciate knowing, even for the young people, that they're loving that design coming from Boss Energy. So I appreciate you so much. And I want to say thank you, because we're going somewhere. There's a plan here. It's not just willy-nilly out here. Let's be another one out here selling some merch. There is a vision behind all of this that is coming to pass and unfolding, and you're assisting us to help us get there. And I want to say thank you for that. Now, I want to stop for just a second. And I want to say later on today at 11 o'clock, I will be, announcements, a terrible death to die. But I want to get all of that out of the way before we get started. I want to say thank you to Chazzy is Cooking, who I will be with her today at 11 o'clock. I believe it's Eastern time. She's on Eastern time. So I want you to get ready and come over there and share with us, if you would, please, because she's doing something over there that I appreciate as well. And so I'm looking and I'm booking, and again, I'm appreciative of what I'm looking for my screen, y'all. Let me see. Let me try that. There we go. I want you to come and support us over there. Chazzy is Cooking. This is going to be our part 2. We gave them assignments, on the last time that we met. And that assignment, what is your contract with yourself? So many times we're so busy with everybody else and what's going on in everybody else's world, how we work to do this for this person. We work to do this for that person, this entity, this corporation, this business. But I'm challenging people. What are you doing for yourself? And what is your contract with yourself? And how are you executing that contract? We're going to talk about about that a little bit on today. And I tell you this about Chazzylicious is Cooking. If you're not following her, please go out there and follow my sister. She's doing a marvelous, marvelous job. And I just appreciate her for what she's bringing to the table. She has a goal. She has spoken her intention. I just love this sis. I love her because listen, ain't nothing slow about Chazzylicious is Cooking. She is about this business. She is determined to be partner, one of the first Black female partners on Twitch. Man, and I love how she'll speak a thing and then believe a thing. So even on yesterday, while she was cooking on the stream, she began to speak and say, hey, you know, I want to be able to have a camera that as I'm moving around the kitchen, the camera's moving and following me. They got those cameras out there and a lot of people have them. She said, and I'm going to have that camera. You know, she's just speaking and declaring and decreeing. I love that kind of energy. Anybody that comes with that kind of energy, that kind of motivation, that kind of determination, they always bless my whole spirit. And I said, this is my girl right here. So listen, she also packages food items, puts them in the mail to you, and you can just cook it up. I had to crack up when she said cracking what she got, cracking a jar, cracking a whatever that is she has. I was just cracking up because sister is doing her thing and she's out there making it happen. I love it. I love it. I love it. So at 12 o'clock her time, Eastern time, but it'll be 11 o'clock Central time. I will be with Chazzylicious and I want to invite everybody. Come over there and show the love to her. Come over there and support her. Come over and buy some of her product, some of the things that she's doing. Support her with your dollars. Put some coins on it. You understand what I'm saying? Put some coins on it. Even as I was watching, I saw Fairly All Day, who was supporting. And that's the thing about Fairly too. Susan is just one of those people. She supports everywhere. She puts her money where her mouth is. And she was talking about something that she had purchased from Chazzylicious is Cooking and was just testifying to how good it was. And I said, now that's what I'm talking about. Let's not just talk about it, but let's be about it. 12 o'clock Eastern time, 11 o'clock Central time, I will be with her. Please meet us there and we're going to have a good time. Now, I think I got all my announcements out. I think I got everything out. No, because, you know, I want to put these in too, because listen, I saw her up earlier, but listen, Crazy Berrytown on Friday, she came in and she held down the fort. She came in and she held down good grief. I was out of pocket. I thought I was going to be in the stream, but it ended up that I was not. But at the end of the day, and we want to go prayers up for Kim Possible 711. If some of you heard that dastardly situation of the female pastor in Atlanta that was stabbed to death and set on fire in her vehicle. She is a personal close friend of Kim Possible 711 and the clergy community there in Atlanta. So we want to send all kind of love. We want to send all kinds of prayers to Kim Possible 711. But it was just too much. And so sister was out on Friday. But yes, there you see her, Crazy Berrytown. She held that thing down as she is able to do. She held that thing down and had I hear and just awesome good grief session on Friday, as she always does. And then came on last night on Reboot and called in. Now, listen, this is something I want you all. We need somebody to challenge. I think this is what I'm going to ask I'm going to suggest, because I let the millennials create their own show. I don't tell them what to do. I let them do it however they want to do it. But listen, Crazy Berrytown, I think she's going to be undefeated in that game, baby. Last night was fun, Crazy Berrytown. I want to know who can beat Crazy Berrytown, because listen, Crazy Berrytown, I heard Phoenix Dior give one clue, and in less than 2 seconds, Crazy Berrytown was like, bam. Man, Twin worked that game. You hear me, Rebel? The Twin, I want to know, can anybody beat Crazy Berrytown? Because Crazy Berrytown, she was on fire, Stacy 546. She was on fire. I I said, oh my God, she is not playing up in here. We cleared that list out in no time flat. And really, let me even say this. I think sometimes Phoenix Leor wasn't hearing her answer because she was still describing as if Crazy Berrytown and Crazy Berrytown had already given the answer and was just sitting there. My best one yet, Crazy Berrytown, the 30 seconds of silence. That was my best one. The 30 seconds of silence just took me out. Nonetheless, I want to know who can beat Crazy Berrytown. She had a cheat sheet. No, King Coogee, she did not. Good morning to you, sire. She didn't have a cheat sheet. That girl, her brain is just that sharp. And even on the clues, I mean, it's like bam, bam. And when she got tapioca, I could have just laid down. I was like, who gets tapioca like that? I'm just done. I'm just done. So listen, Crazy Berrytown, listen, this is for you. You had to tell her you had the right answer. You did. You were killing it. You were killing it. And so she is such a supporter. And that's why I wanted to stop right here. 12 o'clock today, y'all. 12 o'clock today. She will be Eastern time. She will be having Zumba. And I want you all, everybody, please go out there and support her. Now, I know it sounds like I'm going to be in one place. But listen, if you do not know where Chazzylicious is cooking and you can't come in, or you just want to go and support Crazy Berrytown, I want some folk from the, you know how the pastors used to do back in the day. They had 2 engagements at the same time. So they'd send half the folk one direction and send half the folks the other direction to the other church for whatever. I want y'all, we gonna split up in the Lions Den. Somebody, please, 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 many bodies. I want y'all to show up and support my sister over here at 12 o'clock Eastern time today in Zumba. And I want to say this, I really encourage that because a lot of times, even what I'm doing with Chazzylicious is cooking, even with Crazy Berrytown and Zumba, for those that are not necessarily streamers, a lot of time they do not get the same support that everybody out. Woman Unsilenced, I want y'all to go out there and follow her. They do not get the same support that a lot of the DJs and the others that are out here. So I want us to support these phenomenal Black women. And that's why I wanted to stop before I went on and make a special announcement for her, because I want y'all to go over there. I want y'all to go over there and check out Crazy Berrytown and get that Zumba going, get your body right, because she is such a tremendous support in every way that she can to the Lions Den, and the Lions Den wants to support her. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Now, as we get ready to get up out of here, the other announcement I do want to make, I believe at 4:30 today, I think Dr. Dady Priest is going to be in. Y'all correct me if I have the wrong time. But Dr. Dady Priest will be on today. And, you know, it doesn't matter whether Dr. Dady is in here or not. It doesn't matter because that's my girl. Engagement matters. I just have so much mad respect for these beloveds. I do. I really, really do. So, you know, her heart is here, whether her body is here, that doesn't matter. But I'm going to still push Dr. Dady Priest because that is my girl. So please, I believe she's coming on today at 4:30. She has been doing some beautiful work in the area of mental health awareness this month. And so please, at 4:30, do not miss. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tall Pumps. Come on and do your mod work over here. Dr. Dady will be on at 4:30. Now, then, Tall Pumps, thank you for that. Woman Unsilenced. I want y'all to support these women because women, they are doing phenomenal work. And they need the support. And I don't say it in a begging kind of way. I say that when I find something good, this is the kind of person that I am. When I find something good, I want everybody to get in on it because this isn't just a fluff. And I'm saying this very seriously, whether it's Zumba taking care of your health and your body, and Tracy does, Crazy Berrytown does such a beautiful job with helping us take care of our bodies, or whether it's getting that mental engagement, understanding how to engage with others, or dealing with, Woman Unsilenced does a awesome job dealing with those coming back into the system, and speaking life into women's lives and people's lives, period. And she also does an LGBTQ session, I think once a month. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody here that can speak to that, but I know she does it at least once a month with LGBTQ in mind. Thank Thank you so much for liking the stream, Rashida Renee. I appreciate you. She's on at 4:30 Central Standard Time, 5:30 Eastern Time. Thank you, Fairly All Day. And that is for Dr. Dady Priest. And the other one is for Woman Unsilenced, 7:30 Central Time. I want y'all to go out here and bless these women. All right. Now, I just wanted to do that. And this is Tuesday morning. If you're like me, I didn't feel like getting out of bed this morning. I was awake, but I laid there. I didn't feel like getting out of bed this morning. So, and when I say I didn't feel like, I didn't want to release that bed. It wasn't that I'm in some kind of state or whatever. I did not want to release that bed this morning. So I'm just going to take my time and walk through the Lion's Den today. I'm going to just take my time and walk through the Lion's Den today. We ain't running. We ain't rushing. I'm going to take my sweet time. And so y'all just going to have to endure, spiritual thought leader. Endure me in my folly. Y'all just gonna have to endure me today, because I'm gonna take my time. I'm not running nowhere. We got all the time in the world, these 2 hours, to talk about the things that are going on in the world. And you know what? At this juncture, I'd rather talk about what these phenomenal black women are doing than all this madness that's going on in the world. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? There's so much good going on, and we talk and spend so much time, even in while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. Man, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, these crazy folks were just getting crazier. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, the crazy folk were just getting crazier. But there's some soundness in our bones in here. And I want us to get that soundness, y'all. I want us to get that soundness all down in our shondo. And these women are bringing it, and they're worthy of conversation. Now, as we get ready to move on, I'm trying to make sure. Yes, I think I got everybody. The peoples are touched, Rebel. The peoples are touched. Without a doubt, they are touched. Now, I have not forgotten you. We're going to get around and get your coffee cups out. But those were some important announcements. If I don't make them again, I want you to follow up. Man, if you're not following on Reboot Podcast, I got so tickled because, we were talking about drunkenness on last night, and man, Phoenix Leor put up she put up a clip today that had me rolling. I saw Crazy Berrytown had already checked it out. Chazzy Lishin is cooking. Come on in here. That's my girl. I've already given an announcement about this afternoon, or this morning rather, at 12 o'clock, but she's here, y'all. She's in the room. So listen. I'm talking about the contract. I want y'all to meet me there. As I said, I want you to meet me there. Come on over here, and we're going to support you today. And this is what we're doing, y'all. This is what we're doing in Chazzy Licious is Cooking. If you're not following her, please follow her. As DJ LV says, not now, but right now. If you're not following her, please go on out there and follow her. Would you please go out there and follow her? There's Chazzy Licious right there. And listen, this is a little clip of what we did last time. Come on. I'm talking about the contracts I want you to pay attention to. What is your contract with your own self? And are you true to that contract?
Please, notation to self. Everybody, do you have a contract with yourself?
Come on.
Do you honor your contract? Note to self, I need to write me a contract. Okay.
Come on.
Spiritual thought leader, I need you back, because I want people to make that an assignment. I want people to come through, and we gonna talk about that. Making a contract with yourself and honoring it. In another month, I think I'm gonna ask Spiritual Thought Leader when she got time in her schedule. I want everybody in the chat. We gonna put it out there. I want y'all to write a contract to yourself, and start honoring that.
Do you understand what I'm talking about? That's what we are doing. That's what we got going on. And we will be with Chazzy Licious is Cooking on today. Today is the day, and we're here. So I appreciate you. I'm looking and I'm booking. I see something going on. Please pray for your neighbors. A young man lost hope and hung himself yesterday morning. We are praying. Listen, and that's the way we do it over here in the Lion's Den. So listen, maybe that's why the unction has us slow in our roll, because listen, at this point, listen, I'm recognizing there's so much going on in the world today. People are losing hope. And so MCP 812, understand, prayers going up for you, prayers going up for your neighbor. And there is hope and much needed prayers, definitely. So we're sending it up. We're sending it up. That's how we do it over here in the Lions Den. Put those praying hands in there. Put those prayer hands in there. We are lifting your neighbors up. And I'm sure that is a most traumatic experience. And even for yourself, thank you for being positioned in such a place for such a time as this to be able to support that family as they go through that journey. And the Lions Den is praying. Thank you all for the prayers. And we're just going to continue to pray, man. We're just going to continue to pray and lift them up. And thank you for putting that prayer concern out there for us, as well as we continue to pray for Main Man and his speedy recovery as well. So all kind of prayers going up, all kind of prayers going up. Y'all know we do prayer requests over here. Ain't no problem. Ain't no shame in our game. In the Lions Den, we will pray. The effectual fervent prayer availeth much. Now, as we move on out, and thank you for sharing that, MCP 812. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whatever's on your heart, that's the way we share. That's the way we care in the Lions Den. Thank you. Now, I'm moving slow. I'm like Uncle Joe. I'm moving kind of slow. But listen, we're going to go ahead and get those coffee cups out. Get those coffee cups out. Get those coffee cups out. Because, you know, as my mama said, when you walk in the room, you speak to somebody. So we want to say good morning to you, Stacy 546. I see you. Come on in the room. I'm coming on down and I'm looking and I'm booking. And Jackie 0722, I see you in the room. Good morning to you, sis. The gift, Nathan Lamont, I see you this morning. Come on in here. I appreciate you for being in the Lions Den. The Galactic Supervisor, the Rebel Inc. I see you. Thank you. MCP 812. Thank you so much for being in the Lions Den this morning. I'm looking, and Jenny Fur, I appreciate you. Come on in the room, and so much mad love to you. Woman Unsilenced, I see you in the room. She is a streamer. Please follow her. Thank you for being in the Lions Den. Tall Pumps is pumping tall. Good morning to you, and come on in the Lions Den. I'm looking, in Crazy Berrytown is him. Yes, she's here, y'all. And come on in the Lions Den. She is a streamer. Please follow her and let her bless you real good. Fairly All Day, that's my girl. That's my dearest. Come on, and I see you in the Lions Den. I'm coming on down and I'm looking and I'm booking, and Mel Holiday is in the room. And yes, Reboot is still on YouTube, Mel Holiday. We gave that announcement a little earlier, but I'll talk to you offline. But we'll put the information in. We had a beautiful time on yesterday. Sorry that you missed us, but we'll catch you next week. We'll get the information to you. I see you in the room, and congratulations for being the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Come on in here and let's have a little chit chat. I see you, Simply Amazing, and she is absolutely positively amazing. Come on in the room. I see you. Baby Bear James DJ, I see you. Good morning, everyone, on this beautiful day. And it's also graduation time for the little ones and the youngers and even the oldies. Congratulations to everybody that's graduating. Absolutely, positively. Come on in there with that congratulatory, and you get congratulations from the Lions Den as well. Come on, come on. I love it. Nay Ray is in the room. I see you. So glad to have you this morning. Come on in here, and I'm coming on down. I'm coming on down. I'm coming on down. Oh, this is a good day to be alive. BTD Mom, I see you in the room. SK8843, these are my sisters, y'all, and I'm so glad that they're in the room, and I love them to pieces. I absolutely positively do. Those are my girls right there. They are the other part of my bootleg sisters. For everybody that used to come in on our Bible study Wednesdays at 12 noon, they do a phenomenal job, and I call them my bootleg sisters, and I just love them to death. They will have you cracking, I'm telling you. But they know what they talking about, and they'll give you some good food for your soul. Coming on down, and I'm seeing, because I don't want to miss anybody that's in here. Oh, King Coogee, that's my sire. Yes, King Coogie's in the room, y'all. Good morning to you, sire. Love yourself first every day. That's how you get life. LYFE. Love yourself first every day. Come through, come through, come through. Now, coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking, and listen,
appreciating everybody. I saw Fairly All Day was testifying to how good Chazzylicious is cooking, how good that food was. Y'all better take heed, because she's telling it, y'all. She's giving y'all some information that you might want to tap into when you don't feel like cooking. And for those that don't know how to cook, you might need to tap into Chazzylicious is cooking. Woman Unsilenced, yes, child. This is my sis, and she's in here, and I appreciate her. As she said, she came in just to come in and share some love. She's been running, but she wanted to come in today and share that love in the Lion's Den. That's the way the people do it up in here. That's good folk. Those are good folk. They just come in to love on you. I appreciate you, and we love you back. Coming on down, Chazzylicious is cooking is in here, and I appreciate you on today for being in the Lion's Den, and we will be coming to see you today at 12 noon Eastern time, 11 o'clock Central time. We'll be there. Now, coming on down to Rashida Renee. Come on, I see you in the room. Thank you so much for coming up in here, and thank you for being in the Lion's Den this morning. I don't want to miss anybody. I think I'm coming down to the MCP 812. I see you, and yes, the prayers are going up. I'm so glad that you're here, and cups are on the way. You're like, yeah, right. But they are, sis, they are. Mel Holiday got all of her wine goblets out. She got all of her wine goblets out. I'm cracking up. So, at the end of the day, Mel comes in and she starts drinking bright and early. She gets that cup out and it's flowing and going. I ain't mad at you, sis. Coming on down. Stacy 546, did I say good morning to you? I think I did, but in case I didn't, because that's my sister in blue, I appreciate. Royal Confessions. Oh my goodness. She came out of Lurk so she could pray. I appreciate you for that, sis. So good to see you. That's iron sharpens iron right there, y'all. Love her to pieces. Baby doll, he calls me, is in the room this morning. Good morning to you, and thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. We're so glad to have you here. Listen, blessings upon blessings be on you. Now I'm coming on down. I think I've gotten all the way. I went from the second floor down to the basement. I think I got everybody. Fairly All Day, go ahead and lurk and work, but thank you for being here. And listen, I appreciate your presence in the room. Now let's get this party crack-a-lackin'. Let's get this party started, because at the end of the day, what had happened was, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, there were different things that happened on our way. And like I said, I took some time to talk about good things that are happening in the Lion's Den, because child, when you come out here and look at this late breaking news, it's just mess all over the place. They just messy. I understand, Stacy. I'm so glad that you came. So much love to you. Now, I guess I'll start with this. Because I guess judgment gonna begin at the house of the Lord. The Southern Baptist Church, and they are headlining all over the place. Now, this is what I want to say. And Michelle Brownell is in the room. Come on in here. That's my quiet storm. And she had us cracking up on those stories that I can still, the chasing up the hill and chasing back down the hill. That took me out, Michelle. That took me out. Good morning to you. Now, we had the Southern Baptist Church the last few days have been headlining and continue to headline because it's reported to me that they have now, because so many cases have come forward, they are now having to deal with their wicked ways and the abuse that has been going on, the sexual abuse that has been going on within that church system. And it has now come to light at a level that they can no longer ignore it. They can no longer hide it. They can no longer push it down. Now, this is what I want to say, with May being Mental Health Month. I want us to really understand that if in any way, shape, or form, because listen, this is what I will say. And it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Now, you know how I do it over here. We don't just throw shade, we shed light. So I'm not just going to throw shade. I know SK 8843 is just heart wrenching. It's heart wrenching because of the cover up. It's heart wrenching because innocent lives have been changed, touched, and will never be the same. Now, not saying they cannot heal, recover, and move on with life, but they will definitely never be the same. So this is something that I do want to say, though. Now, before we start throwing rocks and hiding our hand, people that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That's what they used to tell me when I was a little girl. When I was just a little girl, they used to tell me people that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Because this is what I want to say to all of the people that are now jumping up from all of these other denominational groups and pointing fingers at the Southern Baptist Church. I just want to say it's in your house too. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? It's in your house too. Quit playing. Don't play with me. Quit playing. So at the end, you said Floyd was a pastor in Fort Smith for years before the rotation. Come on here, Royal Confessions. And so it's no telling, really, with this system, and this is systemic, y'all. Unless you're trying to rearrange your own house, come on here, King Coogee. Leave other folks' stuff alone, because it's in your house. It's in your house. And this is what I want us to understand, that it needs to be uncovered in all of the churches. Don't decide you're going to jump up and just talk about this one church. This is their season of being revealed. This is their season. And then I've seen people like, yo, man, the Catholic Church and now the Southern Baptist Church. Baby, I'm here to tell you, and I'm talking what I know, not what somebody told me. I'm talking what I know. It's in everybody's church. It's in all the denominations, and we need to address it. And as a matter of fact, let's come on and deal with some realities here. This is because it's a human issue. Human issues go everywhere. It's not this particular group. And we have to be careful, because so many times, honey, we didn't, baby. Yes, somebody was sneaking and somebody was tinkering and tankering. So at the end of the day, I don't want us to have that mindset. Maybe somebody in your family, somebody in your neighborhood, somebody in your church group or your faith group, because it doesn't even have to be a church. You may be in another faith group, another affiliation, but don't think just because whatever you want to think, it's not over here. It's over here. And this is where it's in churches, period. Man-made errors. Come on here, King Coogee. That's one of the reasons people stop going to church, because of the hypocrites. But this is what we got to understand. I'm going to say it again. It's not something about the church. It's a human condition. And if the human condition, yes, May, Mental Health Month, if the human condition of the mental state of people is not dealt with, wherever those humans go with their issues, they're going to take those issues right along with them. So, while we talk about hypocrites in the church, but they're pedophiles, there are sex offenders in the school system. Understand this. There are pedophiles and sex offenders in government. There are pedophiles and sex offenders at the corporate level working in the stores. There are pedophiles and sex offenders everywhere. This is why I want to address why people want to go into this hard and fast. Oh man, that's why I quit going to church. Well, you didn't stop shopping at the store because there was a pedophile in there. You didn't stop going to Pizza Hut because there was a pedophile in there. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You didn't stop going to Macy's because there were pedophiles. You didn't stop going to whatever because abusers were in there. Understand what I'm saying? In the church, come on, working with the children, Michelle Brownell, come on. There are pedophiles everywhere. So while we want to take this really hard, fast position, and I ain't going there no more because they're hypocrites. I just want to say to that, baby, if that's the case, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't coming out your house. You just going to stay in your house and be in the four walls. And it might be in your house, depending on who all you got in your house. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Because some of the folk that y'all think is all that in a bag of chips, they out here tinkering and tankering with other folks' bodies. So this is where I'm going to go back again, and I'm going to deal with this from the standpoint of it's a human condition, and that human condition is going to manifest if we don't deal with the mental health. So don't think just because I'm coming into a religious organization denomination and a religious structure that everybody's mental health is fine. It is not. And I'm going to contend that the church, and I know somebody might be mad at me after I make this statement, but you know how I do it over here. No cream, no sugar. I take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like it T-I-Z tis. I just want you to understand this. Be clear on this. Recognize that I will say that one of the worst offending places is in the church, because people come in unawares. People come in without the expectation that they're going to be confronted. People come in with this rose-colored glasses that everything over here is honky-dory, peaches and cream, and none of this goes on because it's the church. Baby, what did I tell you? I need you to pay attention. It's a human condition. It's human condition. And wherever human conditions exist, if you don't have healthy mental health, you're going to have a manifestation of the human condition. So this is where I want us to understand, you got to be careful. You got to pay attention. And again, some of the places that are just rife with predators, they're gonna go oh, he is the best baseball coach. Oh, she's the best gymnast coach. Oh, listen, a lot of these coaches, they're coaching because they want to be around little kids. Understand it, make it plain, be clear. They're going places where they can absolutely positively lay their hands on your child or lay their hands on your person. Because everybody's not after little kids. Some folk like 2 all meat patties, best special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on the sesame seeds bun. They want a whole Big Mac. They want a whole Big Mac. So everybody ain't running after the little kids. Some of the folk, they just want a piece of something. And it's about domination and control. It's about having their jollies from whatever level they can take advantage of somebody else and feeding that sickness within themselves. So at the end of the day, I want to, I got you. The other places don't make them change themselves. That's why it's so easy to say, I ain't going. I hear you. I hear you, King Coogee. I hear you. Conviction. I hear you. Come on through. So at the end of the day, this is where I want us to pay attention. My agreement is this was their time to be revealed, but my contention is it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And you need to pay attention. It is bad in the dance community, but ain't nobody saying nothing. You went to every competition or event with your girls, and that's what you do. Don't send your children off with somebody just because I sent them with the coach, but the coach got 10 fingers and the coach might be sick. The coach got genitalia that doesn't know how to come under subjection and likes little people. Y'all understand, and I'm saying this and I mean it with everything in me. Y'all understand that this sickness and this disease is everywhere. And like Michelle said, you accompany your children, accompany them. You know, I can remember my older sister. Y'all don't know nothing about Skaggs. Y'all don't know nothing about Skaggs. My older sister worked at Skaggs, and the people would come. It was in a mall, and the people would come and just leave their children in the toy section of Skaggs and go shopping in the mall and leave the children unattended. Now, I'm talking about back in the day. You know how long it's been since we've had a Skaggs. So I want you to understand, it's not a new thing. Don't start talking about what these young folks do with their kids. Folk been doing this for a long time. So at the end of the day, we're going to take them to Fun Factory. You understand what I'm saying? The Rebel Inc. Just drop them off and go on about their business. So I want us to understand this isn't a new condition. This isn't a new scenario. What these young folks are doing. Listen, Skaggs was back in the 70s. So I just want you to be clear. Don't start blaming these kids for what they're not doing with their children. Because baby, listen, children of every color. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, because we're not going to make it. That's what they did, but this is what. No, children of every color were being left at Fun Factory and the toy section at Skaggs. So can't nobody point a finger at anybody else. I just want to be clear on that, because folks want to start saying you did this, but we did. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Nobody is exempt. So this is what I want us to do. So at the end of the day, pay attention. Tall pumps say that anytime there is a locker room involved, pay attention. Anytime they got access to your children's little bodies, pay attention. And when I say little children, understand this. I was watching something on yesterday that was in the news. Anyway, it was dealing with, they'll get them before puberty. You got those that are stuck in that little group, and then you got those that want those young tenders in their teen years, early teen years. And so this is what I want us to understand. Y'all know Jeffrey Epstein had an island, and that island wasn't full of old hags. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. The island was not full of old withered up hags. The island was full of young tenders. You understand? And just because they're old enough to drive, just because they're old enough to go about on their own, still does not mean that they cannot be fresh meat for predators. So we need to pay attention, and I want us to understand. Come on, BTD mom, stop dropping off your children anywhere, church, school events, mall, etc. Baby, I'm here to tell you, protect your young people, protect your babies. Listen, they need the protection. They need that covering. And listen, I don't have a problem with sharing. Listen, I'm not a victim. I'm a victor. I'm not a victim, but I'm a victor. But I've been there, done that. And I understand the challenges that it takes to come back mentally, emotionally from having been abused. And so this is an area that we have to really take to heart, because listen, our young people are our greatest commodity if we stop and look at what God has given us and where we expect to go and what we want to do. Baby, I need y'all to get that boss energy in those kids. I need you to protect the children. I need you to take care of the children and teach them even how to take care of themselves when you're not with them and what to do. This is where we need to have open conversation, because listen, the secrets that kill us, little children that have been tinkered with, and you have people telling them, and if you tell, this is going to happen, and the fear factor and the shame factor and all of that built in together. Build healthy conversational relationships with your children so that they will talk to you. Is anybody hearing me? I need you to build relationships. Thank you for the roaring biddies, MCP 812. Create relationships with your children so they will talk to you. Create relationships with your children so they feel comfortable that they can tell you anything, because so many times those secrets are killing us. Those secrets, those secret places, those things that we don't talk about that happened in our childhood that were traumatic, and the trauma just keeps on. It's the gift that just keeps on giving. You understand? Sexual trauma is that gift that just keeps on giving, because it doesn't just happen at the time, but that person that has to endure that child that has to endure that gift. And that's really, sometimes the predator knows that. They know that it's traumatizing, and it's not just what I'm going to do to you in this time window right here that I have you under my power and I'm taking advantage of you, but they know they're going to be in that person's head from now until day after day after day, and they get off on that stuff. This is where we've got to pay attention, y'all. We've got to pay attention. Please, please, please protect the babies. And at the end of the day, I'm going to go back to the mental health awareness. If your child comes to you and they say something to you, I need you all to, this is one of the most traumatic things that can happen. I need you to believe them. And at the end of the day, come on, used and challenged 24/7. Come on in here. Some of us don't know how blessed we are that we didn't have to experience it. For anyone that had to endure it, you're sending up prayers and love. I appreciate that, because some of us had to endure it. It didn't make any difference whether it was in the church. It doesn't make a difference if it was with the family, because y'all know some of these family members are not right. Then you know it. They're not right. And I say this all the time, and y'all don't have to like me, but listen, I shed light. I don't just throw shade. I shed light. This is the thing I said. Listen, sometimes I need y'all to pay attention, because I take very, very close account of babies that when certain people come around them, they start screaming and crying bloody murder. Listen, I believe that you come here a very sensitive spiritual being. And I tell parents all the time, if your baby starts screeching and hollering every time somebody comes around, and I'm not saying they've even done anything to them. That's not what I'm saying. But I do believe that that very pure, innocent level of the spiritual baby is picking up something that doesn't fit and work with that child. Don't make that baby go to Uncle Jim and Aunt Sue just because that's Uncle Jim and Aunt Sue. If your baby is screeching and crying, there's a reason why that baby is screeching and crying. Stop making that child go someplace they don't want to go. And automatically we start conditioning them not to pay attention to their own gut. We start teaching them not to pay attention to their own sensitivities. As my uncle got drunk, he said, how'd they do that with my sensitivities? We stop paying attention to our own sensitivities and we desensitize the children to this doesn't feel good. This person doesn't sit right with me. And we start making them go places and do stuff that no ma'am, no sir. If your child is screeching and hollering, I don't care, Uncle Jim, Aunt Sue, you're not gonna get my child. And I'm gonna teach him to love you. I'm gonna teach him to appreciate you. When my child feels okay with you, then they'll come in your presence and interact. But if my child does not feel okay with you, I'm not gonna make my child go to Uncle Jim and Aunt Sue just because they're kinfolk. Pay attention and pay attention to how you are socializing your child. Pay attention because children have gut reaction too. They may not, you think back on your own childhood. There were times when you didn't know, you couldn't explain it, but something just didn't feel right. Something was off. And that something is that boss energy in you that's working to say, no, ma'am, no, sir. But we desensitize that in us by the ways that we make the children do X, Y, Z. So even as come on, the babies have agency too. Don't force them to do anything, SK. Don't force them to do anything, MCP. Come on. It's a generational cycle. I'm working with the sexually abused at the hospital. Most of the aggressors were in the home. The aggressors were so often in the home. And that DJ P-Foo, he is a streamer. Come on in here and salute to you. Come on in here, my brother. He's a phenomenal streamer. I want y'all to follow him. He does an excellent job. MCP 18, pay attention. I need y'all to pay attention. Children have agency too. They sense things. They identify what feels good, who feels good, where they want to go, who they don't want to go with. Pay attention. And stop desensitizing these babies, because a lot now, I'm gonna tell you why what happens in the home stays in the home. A lot of times that is the beginning of your secrets. People that do and absolutely demand what happens in this house stays in this house, because something in this house is not right. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? If you are coming from that background, that what happens in this house stays in this house, and you bet not open your mouth and say a word to something in that house is not right. Something in that house is not right. So I just want to touch on that. And before we get really, really caught up in the Southern Baptist Church being the group that's revealed right now, and if that's the case, it's just going to go from institute to institution to institution. It's going to be revealed here, then it's going to be revealed there, and then it's going to be revealed over here. Because, baby, I'm telling you, Triunity Jones, thank you for following. Welcome to the Lion's Den. I just want to guarantee you, I guarantee it, it's going to be uncovered everywhere, because it is everywhere. So as we look at the Southern Baptist Church that's in the news right now, and I'm telling you, you almost can't turn anywhere this morning without seeing that being talked about. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say it once more and again, pay attention, because I want us to rest and assured that it's not just in these isolated parts that are being manifested right now, babies. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So, Come on, used and challenged 24/7. Your mom wouldn't let you say, and I hear that. But listen, and I say I appreciate that too. But listen, I had predators that came up in my home. So, at the end of the day, y'all got to pay attention to who you're bringing in the house. And I don't say that with any level of judgment. People, as somebody said, when you know better, you do better. But listen, people coming in your home, I don't care if they're family or not. Everybody that walks their lips, hips, and fingertips up in your house is not suitable. Even if you stay under that roof with your mama, some of them folks that's coming under the roof. Oh, the roof's on fire. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So just pay attention. That's really what I want to say to you this morning. Pay attention. And my prayers go out to all of the victors. And that's why I said we're not victims over here. We're not Tims, we're Tors. All the victors, and to everybody besides myself and those of you that are out there that have survived sexual violence and abuse. Come on, I'm gonna give it up for you. And so at the end of the day, while we are talking, I just want to say, go Ratty, come on in here. There's my brother. There's my friend. Come on in here, fellow lion, and let's roar this morning. So at the end of the day, I want us to pay attention. Listen, I had a preacher in the pulpit trying to fill me up. So, I'm just trying to tell you. And I was a young tender, and I was allowed to MC the program, and I'm sitting there, and next thing I know, come on, BTD mom, thank you for those roaring biddies. The next thing I know, I felt something on my legs, trying to come up my thigh, and we were sitting in church. I'm like, if the devil ain't, listen, I got to do it on this one. Could it be? The devil. Baby, that wasn't nothing but that old slimy devil. And when I tell you, babies, I'm telling you the truth. I was in the church house and that man was trying to feel on me. That man was trying to cop a feel in the pulpit. So, and this, I want to tell you this about these kind of folk, because at the end of the day, they slick, they sly, they're cunning, and they know how to do their little dirt. And, at first, I'm going to tell you the truth. I was like, I thought, but after a while, I was like, no, this Negro is in the pulpit trying to cop a feel on me in the church, in the pulpit, in front of, listen, when I tell you hundreds of people were in the service, SK, the man was trying to cop a feel in the church house. Do you understand? And listen, but the rest of listen, until I could get up again, child, I was moving and leaning all the way to the far side of the chair till I could actually get up and change my seat. And he was an old coot. It was an old man. Y'all talking about what the young folk, that was an old gray-head man trying to cop a feel. And y'all think just because they're old, thank you, DJ P-Foo. Thank you for those roaring biddies. Listen, y'all think just because they old and preachers and this and that. Listen, like one old preacher said, it might be snow on the rooftop, but there's fire in my furnace. That old man was quivering and shivering. He could barely, and he married him a young tender after his wife died. And he got up, it might be snow on my rooftop, but there's fire in my furnace. Y'all ain't ready for me. Y'all ain't ready, but I'm telling what God loves, and it's the truth. It's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Baby, he was laying on her hands. Do you understand? He was laying on her hands, and it was not God. It was not God. There wasn't no oil in that. It wasn't no oil in that, child. So listen, I'm just trying to get y'all to understand. Don't you fool yourselves and don't be deceived. And just like I said, at the end of the day, you may think that it's something that just happens in certain places with certain people. But at the end of the, yes, woman unsilenced. It might. And this, when I tell you, his voice quivered, his body quivered, everything quivered. When I tell you, I had some thoughts there I had to rebuke. Anyway, it might be snow on the rooftop, but there's fire in my furnace. I ain't lying. I'm telling what God loves. And the preacher got up and said it at church. This wasn't no out and about, honey. He said it from the pulpit. I rolled. I cracked right there. Wasn't no fire, just ashy ashes. Oh my God. And listen, it be your own family and someone you trusted. And that's often the case, used and challenged 24/7. That's often the truth. And that's why, we have to get over, you have to look up quiver. Don't nobody want his burnt sausage. Burn ends. Crazy beer in town, not burnt sausage. Burnt up sausage. Y'all try to take me out. Listen, at the end of the day, baby, predators are everywhere. They old, they young, they listen. I'm trying to tell you, they're everywhere. They're in the church, they in the pulpit, they in the backyard, they across the way, they in your own house. I need y'all to pay attention. He may have had baby oil in his briefcase. SK. Woman unsilenced. Oh, the Lions Den done got started, y'all. We in trouble now. Ooh, I'm trying to tell you. You all have to pay attention. And sometimes y'all around here worrying about the people that you're worrying about, and the real predator is right there in front of your face. The real predator is right there under your nose, and you're looking at all these other people and trying to this and that and the other. All I can do is say, pay attention, because at the end of the day, I want y'all to recognize predators are out there and predators are real. So you testifying to the always ashy part. Oh my God, is that all? Sit down, little fella. Tall pumps, y'all crazy. Woo, y'all ain't got no sense. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get you to understand. Now, and so that was in a Pentecostal church. So, and I know of many instances of pedophilia where these old preachers out here getting your little boys. So at the end of the day, I want you to understand. The gonads ashy. Raw confessions. Go back in the lurk. Ooh, y'all silly in here. Come on, BTD mom. But when you get caught up unaware, tell somebody. But this is the thing. Are we creating environments where it's safe to tell? And this is something that when we start talking about mental health and awareness, in all seriousness here, when we start talking about mental health and awareness, are we creating environments that are conducive for people to talk about what's really going on? Are they going to be ostracized? Are they going to be believed? Are they going to be treated as if they did something wrong? Because as I read the articles, about the Southern Baptist Church, what they often did, they took the victim and further victimized them with ostracizing them and putting them out, making them feel bad. All of the things that they did to come down and carry the full weight of I was the one that did something wrong, or whatever way they could try to manipulate those victims to be quiet, and if they would not be quiet, to then go through the extensive levels and measures of trying to make them, the victim, look bad. So you got to deal with all of that, and that's something to really think about. And so I am absolutely an advocate that if you're carrying a secret, and some of us carried secrets for years, if you're carrying that secret, and somebody listening to me right now may still be carrying secrets, the best, and I'm going to say only way to really release yourself is to get that secret off of you. As long as that secret is lurking and working in your mind, in your memory, in your emotions, and ultimately in your flesh, because I'm one of those, I believe dis-ease is your body when it's not at ease. Dis-ease, and it creates disease. Many people, I believe, that are carrying secrets and have been carrying those deep, dark secrets, it's actually taking its toll on your health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and you got to get those secrets out. Secrets will kill you. I believe that secrets will absolutely positively kill you. So find someone somewhere that you can talk to. But then that's the challenge that we have as a community. Are we making and creating a community where people can come and tell their deepest, darkest secrets and know that they're going to find support and love and encouragement instead of something else? Victim shaming and victim blaming is huge. And it's been very effective for controlling people. And it's hard to tell the victim when they already kind of sense I may potentially go through some of that and still have to deal with my internalized shame, blame, hurt, pain, whatever state I might be in my healing process. I still have to deal with that. And then the potential that I might have to deal with people's opinions, the way they look at me, people whispering, all that kind of stuff. That's real talk. That's real talk. And we can tell people, just come out and tell somebody, are we really creating an environment that's conducive? Michelle, you grew up Baptist. That has a summer camp my grandmother never let us go to. And eventually you heard why, because listen, they were having summer camp. They were enjoying themselves at summer camp at the expense of those little kids. And so we got to pay attention. I am working to create freedom of expression for your grandchildren. And that's a beautiful thing, SK8843, because, so much of the time, children should be seen and not heard. Children should be seen and not heard. Well, that was the perfect environment for folks to abuse sexually and take advantage of. I know a whole entire family that, honey, you talk about, they just molested each other, the whole entire family. And it started from the grandparents all the way, the aunts, the uncles, the children, the grandchildren. And they say, these are black folk. For everybody that wants to say, we don't do that. No, these were black folk. And the whole family was just one big old mass molestation case. And at the end of the day, it's really sad. It's really unfortunate that there was not the freedom of expression. And again, with and that's one of the family systems. I can definitely tell you children should be seen and not heard. Well, I know why you want them to be seen and not heard, because you don't want them to tell what y'all doing in the dark. Matter of fact, let me stop saying in the dark, because honey, they'll do it in the dark, in the light, morning, noon, night, in the noonday. It doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, when we have not created the ability to have freedom of expression with our children, where they can talk, where they can say, and that's one of the reasons why even with Reboot, and I thank each of you that support that platform. Reboot, I told those millennials, you can say whatever you want to say. You can say it however you want to say. There are no restrictions. There are no limits. There are no boundaries. There is no, you can say this, but you can't say that. And it doesn't matter whether you agree with me or not. It's my platform. I can do whatever I want to with it. But at the end of the day, the idea, and that's another reason why, I'm going to tell the truth, another reason why I pulled their platform away away from the lion's den, and not because I have some kind of issue with what they say and how they say it. I want them to have total freedom to be able to talk and say what they want to say without people clutching. Oh, I went over to STL's channel and they said, well, with my permission. But to even take that away, let me put you in a space where you can really do you and really say what you want to say the way that you want to say it, and have freedom of expression without anybody being so caught up in their religiosity that they're clutching pearls about what you said. These young people need to talk. These young people have something to say, and these young people have already been through something, whether you realize it or not. You may look and say, oh, they just happy-go-lucky, this, that, and the other, and they are, but they've been through something, and they need to talk the way that they need to talk. They need to share the way that they want to share. They need to talk about what they want to talk about, unhindered. Too many times we want to give people the boundaries and the guidelines for which they can talk and speak. But baby, when you've been through a trauma, don't give me no boundaries. When you've been traumatized, I mean, show no traumatized, whatever way it gets out, just get it out. You hear what I'm saying? If you've been traumatized, whatever way you can get it out, just get it out. And that's what people have to understand. Sometimes a child is not comfortable sharing with the parent. We leave them no place to turn if they can't talk outside the home. Oppressive to our children. Come through with that, woman unsilenced. And you are absolutely correct. Good morning, truck driver. I appreciate you. That's my Mufasa. The Lion King is in the room. Two family that did that, and the brother and the sister had a child together. Truck driver, there were some babies that came out of this. There were some babies that came out of the ones I'm talking about too. And at the end of the day, that's what we talk about, wreaths. When your family tree is all intertwined together, that's what we call a wreath over here in the Lion's Den. And there's a whole lot of black wreaths. There's a whole lot of white wreaths. There's a whole lot of, because they're people. And I'm going to say this once more and again. These issues are human conditions. It has nothing to do with your ethnicity. It has nothing to do with your religious affiliation, because I'm telling you, it's everywhere. So at the end of the day, until we get the mental health of our community back solid, we're going to continue to have these kinds of issues. So you ain't no need in clutching pearls. Let's just deal with it. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Let's just deal with it. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move on. I'm almost here at the 8:30 hour. I told you I'm moving slow and I'm taking my time this morning. I'm like Uncle Joe. I'm moving kind of slow this morning. So and the rest of it, I don't want to talk about the war. I don't want to talk about Biden. I don't want to talk about investigations that are going on with navies. I don't want to talk about all that stuff. I did want to address that because May is Mental Health and Awareness Month. And this is a thing we've got to, for my purposes, what is it that we really need to talk about? Even some of these conversations about all the things that are going on in the world, we're just talking about people that are mentally ill. And we just keep having these conversations. The mentally ill are in the government. The mentally ill are everywhere. And we won't deal with the mental illness or the mental health and welfare of the people, and then wonder why we have all these things happening. And so with this, as we close out Mental Health Awareness Month this week, I want us to have conversations around where are we in our mental health and how does that impact us? Excuse me. And if you don't understand even I'm going to go back and say this again. For the Southern Baptist Church, my heart goes out to all of those that have been impacted and hurt and traumatized in this systemic. And that's the thing we got to deal with. When your system actually comes up with means by which to cover and couch for and these people, I feel some kind of way about that when the system helps to cover it up and perpetuate it. So at the end of the day, just let's pay attention, take care of our children. They are our commodity. Take care of ourselves. Mental health awareness for ourselves, and get your stuff. If you got baggage and secrets in there, get that stuff out. Get that stuff out of your system, because that is almost like poison to you. Get that poison out of your system and let's go. Now, I want to close out, and even as I talked on Sunday, for those that were in, I'm not going to re-preach the sermon, but we talked about elevate. This is where I am with us individually. You can see how 45 was part of and created a wreath. Come on, Michelle. Daughters are having babies by daddy. I just saw that. And listen, you said a mouthful. I had a classmate. And let me be careful here, but I had a classmate that mama's boyfriend was living in the house and mama's boyfriend was having babies by everybody. So, at the end of the day, whether it's a live-in or whether it's flesh and blood, that is not uncommon. And I don't know, that's real talk. That's real talk. Now, as we move into this place of elevation, as we move into this place of boss energy, and I want to come back and come on into the boss energy, all of these things that are going on in the world, how are we going to change them? It's going to be changed by and through us. I want us to be clear on that. It's going to be changed by and through us, which as we look at all of these stories that are going on, I'm looking at, I think the number that I saw was 700, upwards of 700 victims that had come forward in the Southern Baptist Church scenario. And I'm sure the number's higher than that. Anytime they give you a number when you're talking about secrets and folks been tiptoeing around, slinking about, you can guarantee the number's higher than that. And by now, for as many years as they say it was going on, some of the folks that were victimized are probably deceased by now as well as I'm sure there's a higher number of people that are still living that just have not been reported. How are we going to change this stuff? This is why I feel like the Lion's Den exists. This is why I feel that Engagement Matters exist. Come on, Lovey54. Come on in here. Good to see you this morning. So much love to you. This is why I feel Woman Unsilenced exists. This is why I feel the platform is here for us to make the difference. Not just talk about it. Come on, SK8843. We are the change. It's happening. And so that means this is where I am right now. I'm in a place right now where I'm saying, okay, it's time for us to get busy. Let's get it going. So Shelly Thunder's in the room. Come on, Shelly. It's good to see you. Come on in here, sis. Good morning to you. Now, this is where I'm saying right now, this is a season where God is going to elevate. And why do I believe that? Because there are so many things that need to be addressed and changed, but it's not going to come through the current system. The current system has shown its failure. The current system, as they call democracy, as the great experiment, whatever. At the end of the day, while y'all experimenting with people's lives, we need help. We need real help. We need change. So at the end of the day, this is where I feel that the shift is coming. There's a tremendous paradigm shift that's coming. And there is a season, Woman Unsilenced. It's your time to elevate. Everybody that's in this chat, it's your time. Crazy Berrytown. And listen, I say this about her, and I'm not trying to be funny. I am for real, for real. Crazy Berrytown has an anointing on her. What she does with Good Grief and the way that she handles and she cares for people that are going through grief, that is an anointing from God. The other week when Sister Judd took her life and we looked at that, and I said to Crazy Berrytown, I don't know if I was on screen or off screen, but I said to her, that family would love if they could have access to Crazy Berrytown and what she brings in Good Grief. If they could have access, come on, Chazzylicious, you too, elevate. If they could have access to that, I promise you, they would come running to Good Grief. Because this is the one thing I say about grief. Grief is truly the great equalizer. I don't care what color you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care about your celebrity. I don't care about this, that, or the other. It doesn't matter when it comes to grief. Grief is real, and grief equalizes everybody and puts us on that same level playing field. I feel like this is a season and a time when people like Crazy Berrytown that have that anointing on them. And when I tell you the tenderness, the gentleness, the care, the concern, even myself, and I'm gonna tell you what, it's not uncommon. I've had a call from Crazy Berrytown, just checking welfare, just making sure you're all right, paying attention to the time and the season, what the cycle of my mother's passing and what I'm going through, whatever. And this is just who she is. This is who she is. She's anointed for this. So when I start talking about people that are ready to elevate, Woman Unsilenced, the work that she's doing for re-entry. Oh my God, it's your time. It's your season. It's time to elevate. Chazzy Licious, everybody in here. KB Brown's, good to see you, my brother. Come on in here. BTD Mom, being in this Lion's Den gives us the opportunity to be supported. And at the end of the day, I'm saying I appreciate those that are here in the Lion's Den, but I want to take this thing to a bigger platform, not for fame, not for celebrity. Folks need healing. Folks need help. Folks need answers. Folks need love. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Not some pretentious put on of trying to look away to try to get people over here so we can say, look how many people we have. No, it ain't about numbers and no, baby. It's about helping people and changing lives. First and foremost, we got to change ourselves, though. We're going to talk about that even more over in Chazzy Licious channel today at 12 noon. Join me over there. But this is where I'm saying this season right here and Crazy Berrytown, you know, I'm telling you, from that first interview that I had with you, that first interview was like, oh my God, I could feel that anointing that's on her for this kind of work. And it's like she needs to be put out where people can access this energy, this boss energy right here. People need that. Woman Unsilenced, that boss energy you have. People need that. So this is where boss energy has to take wings and take flight. It has to come forth. It has to manifest. We have to get ready to elevate. And because that purity of heart and the genuineness of we really care, that is what's going to make the difference. The transparency, the ability to deal with truth and stop burying our heads in the sand, the ability to not play games with people's lives and trying to appear and look a certain way when you know all the while down in your heart there's some other agenda that you have. We don't have agendas. We don't have some undercurrent that's flowing over here to try to snatch you undertow and pull you down. And no, baby, this is the real deal. When you encounter Crazy Berrytown, it's the real deal. When you encounter Dr. Dady Priest, she's the real deal. You understand what I'm saying? When you encounter the Rebel Inc., she's the real deal. That's what I love about the time that I've spent with Chazzy Licious. She's the real deal. Ain't listen, what you see is what you get. Chazzy Licious cooking. I love it. The real deal. The absolute transparency that has no hidden agendas, but it's ready to really deal and minister and reach out to the people's needs to help them heal and make the change that needs to happen. That's boss energy, y'all. That's boss energy. And it's time for boss energy to be elevated. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So as I look at it, today is extremely heavy, and you knew it had very intentional about being in this space. Come on, Simply Amazing. And my love goes out to you. My love goes out to your family. I understand it. I understand it. And our loved ones and that journey that we walk through. Thank you for being intentional to come into the Lion's Den and spend time with us. Because listen, it's nothing but love over here for you, sister. And today, even as you walk through this journey today, and the same way you came in here intentionally because you knew it was going to be a different kind of a day that you were journeying on. I promise you, you're not going to get anything but love and support from the Lion's Den, because at the end of the day, we support you, we undergird you, and it does not matter where you are in the journey of grief. You got support in here today. And the number of years doesn't matter. None of that makes any difference. Grief is grief. And we support you right here. We support you right here. And that's a beautiful thing when people can come and actually get support and find strength and grace to help in our times of need. So at the end of the day, this is where I'm saying, this is a time to elevate those that are ready to walk in these shoes and do this thing for real. So the challenge that we talk about in Chazzylicious today, and the challenge that I'm going to continue, listen, talk is cheap. It takes money to buy land. That's what an old preacher used to say in the church that I came from. Talk is cheap. It takes money to buy land. What is he saying? You know the old adage as well. Put your money where your mouth is. If we're saying we're going to do this, and we are, then it's time for boss energy to manifest. What are you doing with your boss energy? And that's what I want to challenge you on today. I'm going to go back and I'm going to say this again. Fairly All Day, Susan Fairley, she was a blessing to me because a situation came up, and the way the situation came up, I realized in talking to my manager, in talking to my handler, we may need to accelerate. We may need to do this a little faster. You know, talk to somebody, talk to your resource and see what they say. So at that point, because listen, I'm about this thing. I'm about this thing. We ain't just talk. Listen, talk is cheap. It takes money to buy land. Put your money where your mouth is. And I want to challenge everybody that's in here. This isn't just me talking about me. You're here because I'm talking to you. Yes, you. That's why we named the stream that. Yes, you. I'm not just talking. I'm talking to you. Yes, you. I need you to stop and assess. I need you to give yourself the reality of, where am I at in my boss energy? What am I doing with my boss energy? What is my boss energy intended to execute in this world? That's why I said to many of you, elevate. When we talked about getting in the mountain, Miss Robin, good morning to you. Come on in here, sis. So glad to have you with us. So much love coming your way. Come on, my streamer, y'all support. Bearded Baritone has come in the room. He's got that voice, y'all. Bearded Baritone is a streamer. If you're not following him, I want you to follow my brother. He will bless your life. Now, and those bedtime stories in that bearded baritone voice will take you on to glory. Now, I just want to say this. So my challenge to us, and even as we talked with Chazzylicious is cooking in her space last month, and we're going back today at 12 noon Eastern time to see what have you done with their contract with yourself. And I'm going to still say, what are you doing? And what have you actually set down to move yourself into your boss energy? What are you doing to move yourself with your boss energy into the space that is yours, that is you, that is for you to do? Because we can no longer just rest on our laurels and just wait for things to happen. Baby, this is the time for you to get up and move. It's time for you to seize your moment. This is your time in destiny. This is your time in destiny for you to move forward with what it is that you have come here on this plane, on this earth to do. It's time for you to move forward with that. So then, while you're doing stuff for everybody else, what have you actually put in motion and put in place for yourself? That's my question to you today. What have you actually put in motion and put in place for yourself? That was the very essence of the challenge that we made in Chazzylicious is Cooking channel. Make a contract with yourself and then execute it. So there are some things, and I'm telling you, there are some things that I shared some, but there are other areas where, listen, like I said, when I reached out to Fairly All Day, ran my situation past her, and she said, okay, and this is what you need to do. And I would suggest, I would strongly suggest that you show up Monday with this paperwork. And listen, because some of us need to not only elevate, but you need to accelerate. Some of y'all moving a little slow. Y'all like I told you this morning, I'm like Uncle Joe. I'm moving kind of slow, but not about this boss energy. I'm not going to move slow about this boss energy because listen, the old folks used to say, I mean Jesus every step of the way. I want you to know I mean boss energy every step of the way. I really do. I mean boss energy every step of the way. I'm not going to be slow about that. So listen, when the situation arose and listen, sometimes you got to light a fire under yourself. Sometimes you got to get some fire in your life. Listen, there's snow on the rooftop, but it's fire in the furnace. I need you to get some, even if it's shrunk up, swollen up, burnt up sausage. I need you to get some fire about yourself. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I need you to get that contract. Get that? You're making agreements with this person, that person. You're giving yourself, you're giving your time and energy to this and that and the other. You're doing all this for everybody else. What have you done for yourself lately? So at the end of the day, I need you to fire. I need y'all to have fire. BTD mom, fire, fresh fire. I need y'all to come out and do for your energy, your boss energy, what needs to be done to get your feet on the trajectory and moving. Some of y'all are it's almost like you get someplace and you just get stuck right there and you won't move, and you take a step and you get stuck right there and you won't move, and then something comes and a fire lights under you and it makes you move a little further because of that ouch, BTD mom, because of that ouch, and it makes you move a little further. I need y'all to just go ahead and get the lead out and just move. I need you to make your contract. I need you to sit down. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. I need you to mark that stuff off. I told y'all, the universe started speaking to me and said, listen, all of this clutter, declutter your energy, declutter your space, declutter your mind, declutter everything. Get rid of stuff that doesn't need to be in here. Get rid of stuff that has no value. And listen, something that was of value 10 years ago may have a different level of value today. You may need to stop, reassess, pay attention, and then identify, what do I need to do in this space and in this place? But I need you to get busy. I need you to get to moving. Come on here, SK. I need you to get to moving. Get the move on. So this is where, again, the reason why I presented it in Chazzylicious is cooking as a contract with yourself, because I want you to make a commitment to yourself. I want you to put time constraints on it. Some of y'all never put a time on it. You're going to do it when? I don't know. I'm going to get it done. No, baby, I need you to say by Tuesday, May the 24th, I'm going to do XYZ. Baby, put some time constraints on it. Whatever it might be, make it reasonable, make it doable, but stop leaving yourself to just flap out here willy-nilly. When are you going to get it done? Name that thing. When am I going to get it done? Put a time limit on it and then do it. Work your jelly. That's what I tell my friends. Work your jelly. So at the end of the day, come on, Mel, surround yourself with positive people. Absolutely. Surround yourself with people that are constantly speaking into you, your boss energy, and you're constantly speaking into them, because I'm very aware of this, KB Browns. It's not just my boss energy, but KB Browns, you have boss energy. How can I support you in your boss energy journey? Mel, how can I support you on your boss energy journey? It's not just about who can support me on mine, but I am saying this at this point right here, because so many of us will always go out and we'll pay attention to everybody else. I am saying this in this space and time. I want you to start with yourself first. Put your oxygen mask on first and then go out and see to everybody else's needs. So many times we trying to make sure you got your oxygen mask. You got your oxygen mask. You got your, and the next thing you know, you done fainted. You done fell out. You done, honey, you just didn't have enough oxygen to sustain yourself, your vision. And listen, fire needs oxygen. Fire needs air. Same with your passion, which is your fire. It needs oxygen. It needs air. It needs to breathe. And some of you all's passion is saying, just like George Floyd, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't can't breathe because you've given your oxygen and your air to everybody else. I need you to make that determination. Come on here, Barbara Hardy. Good morning to you. Come on in and sit down and take your shoes off. Come on. Iron sharpens iron, KB Browns. I need you to find other folk that sharpen your tool. I need you to sharpen your mind. I need you to do whatever you need to do for you. Get rid of stuff. Listen, when I talked on Sunday, and I invite you to go back if you were not in Sunday's sermon at 2:00, I invite you to go back and see it on demand. I'm not going to re-preach it. But as Dr. Dady said, drive your mountain. Now that you've elevated, drive your mountain. And I need you to do it with no breaks. I need you to determine, I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. I need you to mark those things off. You understand what I'm saying? I need you to prioritize, and then I need you to mark those things off, because boss energy needs to come forth. Boss energy needs to manifest on the face of the earth, not just here in the lion's den, but what God has given us here in the lion's den is meant to spill out into the world. It's meant to spill out into the internet. That's why I appreciate Chazzy Licious letting me come over and talk about boss energy. I appreciate Dr. Dady letting me come over and talk about boss energy. I appreciate all of those. One Reason, who's giving me an outlet in his newsletter to talk about boss. I appreciate all of the outlets that come. Why? Because it's not just for the four walls, if you will, of the lion's den. It's for everywhere. So this is where we're saying we've got to actually take this thing outside of the lion's den, and we got to wake up other lions, because I promise you there are other lions out there. That's our mission. So even when Crazy Berrytown, even the grief that she brings that healing journey to, that is waking up the lions, folks that would otherwise be knocked out from the weight and the pain of grieving. She lifts that thing so that they can regain their consciousness. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? She allows them, by walking so gingerly and tenderly with them through that good grief, it allows them to regain their consciousness and not be rendered unable to move, unable to think, unable to function. I appreciate that. We look at Engagement Matters. We look at Reentry Program by Woman Unsilenced. We look at all of these different tools that are coming into, and even Chazzy Licious on the Tuesdays that she says, we're not cooking today. We're going to talk about stuff, and we're just going to address different areas and issues, and let's talk about it. Even in that format, let me feed your body. Then we're going to turn around and feed your mind, your spirit, your emotions, and your soul. That's what I'm talking about in this hour, where we understand the assignment. We've got to understand the assignment and put it in motion. We cannot sit on it any longer. 2022 is manifestation. I need you. Miracles, signs, and wonders. I need you to, come on, MCP 812, that boss energy that you have. I need you to release that thing so that you can begin to see the land heal. And that's it, y'all. We are the change that the people need. We are the healing that the people have been longing and looking for. This genuine heart that God put in us with the anointing of boss energy that he's given us. He said, now take this out here into the world and change the world. Not so you can come up with a new religion, not so you can come up with another institution that's going to turn around and start abusing the people and start using the people. No. I want you to come forth with something. I told you all, listen, we had the old covenant, the Old Testament. You had the new covenant, the New Testament, and we got the Now Testament. And so we came out from law. We came out even from, I keep telling y'all, the season of the ecclesia is over, but y'all don't believe me, but that's okay. The season of the church, listen, it's done. What we see all the trauma that it has created. Now we're coming into the season. This is the age of God. I'm telling you, this is where God is showing up. He's saying, listen, y'all tried it with the law, but the law couldn't do it. Y'all tried it with all these church organizations, but the church organizations can't do it. Now just try me. Just let me be God. Let me do it the way that I do it, without all of the confines of your rules, your regulations, your this, your that, your your ideology, your concept of doctrine. He said, listen, I want y'all, just let God be God. How about that? This is the season of letting God be God. So then God says, I'm taking folk that may not look like church folk. I'm taking folk that may not act like church folk. I'm taking folk that really ain't church folk, because at this stage and age of the game, I ain't church folk either. So at the end of the day, I'm taking folk that are none of that, and I'm raising them up. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I'm raising you up, and I'm going to elevate you. So this word, beloved, is not just for me. This word is to you. Now drive your mountain. Drive your mountain. And again, I'm not going to go back and re-preach to putting on the brakes, but drive your mountain. Come on, no shade over here. We don't just throw shade, we shed light. I want you to drive your mountain. God has given you seeds of greatness. It's not just for some, it's for everybody. The question is, do you cultivate it? The question is, do you sign a contract with yourself? Are you out there working everybody else's jelly? I'll need you to understand who and what you are. I need you to begin to identify, this is my purpose. This is my passion. And I'm going to say it once more and again. Fire needs air. Your passion needs air. This is where I'm saying to you, this contract is giving yourself air. Give yourself permission to fulfill your passion's purpose. I need you to, I'm going to say it again, give yourself permission to complete your passion's purpose. Give yourself permission. I don't care about what the people outside say. It's all about what's going on in your mind. It's all about what you say to yourself. It's all about your internal talk and your internal talk. How do you talk to yourself on the inside? That's what I said when Chazzy Licious said, I want a camera. I'm going to have a camera. I love it. I absolutely positively love it, because she's taking that boss energy and she's saying, I know what God has given me. And listen, there's no obstacle that's going to cause me not to walk in my boss energy. And whatever I need, I have it. This is an area too. I need some of y'all to get this down in your shondo. Come on, woman unsilenced, and your anointing. It's time for you to elevate. It is your elevation. Hear me when I say this. The boss energy that you have is unparalleled. It's powerful. It's enormous. It's needed in this earth. So as we understand, check this out. This whole element of I'm in this space and I'm in this place, it's time for me to move forward with my boss energy. Then I need some of you to start removing this mentality of lack, this mentality of don't have. With every vision will come provision. The Lord spoke to me and said, listen, I need you right here in this place. I need you to stop thinking and worrying about finance. I need you to stop worrying about money. I need you to stop worrying. I just need you to do what I called you to do. And I'm going to open the door. And this is the space and place where I'm like, okay, because your gift will make room for you. But this is what I begin to understand. The Spirit is like, have I ever not made a way? Have I ever not provided? Have I ever not? Have I ever? Absolutely. The answer is there's never, ever been a time when there was need for provision, that provision didn't show up. The thing is, so many times, many of us want to see it first. I got to see it first before I can do it. But there are some places where this is going to be a time almost like you talk about Abraham just walking out there. And listen, I heard the Spirit say, hey, Abraham, of Chaldean, that's what you know. You know but I need you to get out and I need you to go someplace. I need you to go far away from This is a season where some of you all are going to go far away from into a land that I'll show you, and you don't even know where that is, but it's a place called there. Ooh, I felt that in my shondo. You're going to a place called there. Just like when they said, listen, I'll take you there. There is a place called there. You're getting ready to get out of and go to a place called there. And it's going to be far, far away from where you were. But this is what I want you to understand. Even though you don't know where you're going, you may not even know how you're going to get there. I promise you that when you get there, your seed will be multiplied. Somebody needs to hear that. Your seed will be multiplied when you get there, because I need you, as my sister said, she's decolonizing her mind. Where she's been colonized, she's decolonizing her mind. I need you to decolonize your mind. When you get there, I promise you, your seed will be multiplied. I promise you, when you get there, your seed will be innumerable. I promise you, when you get there, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? When you get there, it will be seen that your seed has been fruitful and your seed has multiplied. Y'all thought it was about coming out here and overpopulating the world with your children. Listen, that's all fine and good. But at the end of the day, your seed, what you're pregnant with, that passion, that power, that purpose, that's your seed. When your seed is fruitful and it multiplies, am I talking to anybody? And I don't care if you've been barren up to this point. I need you to understand, just like Sarah, even after the time of your menses has ended, the Lord said, I'm not worried about that. I got my hand on you, Crazy Berry Town. I got my hand on you, Tall Pumps. I got my hand on you, Rebel. I got my hand on you, everybody that's listening to me today, Woman Unsilenced. I got my hand on you. And even if you've hit some places where you were barren, I'm getting ready to raise up a seed, and I'm getting ready to raise up a multitude that nobody can number. I just need your seed to connect with the power of faith that says, I know this is my passion, this is my purpose, this is my calling, and it's the age of God. Impregnate that seed with the power of God, and I promise you, you're getting ready to see. Eyes have not seen, I keep saying it, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into your heart the good things that are in store for you. It makes no difference about your barrenness in the past. You're about to be fruitful now. Somebody needs to say that to yourself. It makes no difference about how barren I was in my past. I am fruitful and I will multiply right here, right now, in this space, in this place. And my seed is going to be innumerable. The passion, the power that God has put in you for this season and for this time. Now we're going to see it absolutely dominate. Now we're going to see it take over. Now we're going to see it manifest. Now we're going to see it create miracles, signs, and wonders. How did God do that with that person? How did God do that with Woman Unsilenced? How did God do that with Crazy Berry Town? How did God do that with Simply Amazing? How did God do that with SK 8843? How did God do that with BTD? Baby, I'm here to tell you, KB Browns, right now, not now, but right now, I promise you that what's happening in this land in this season right now, you're going to see the fruit of your labors. You're going to see the fruit of your womb. You're going to see the fruit of your passion. You're going to see the fruit of your purpose. Oh my God, you're going to see the fruit of why you were placed here on this earth, and it shall manifest more than the numbers of the stars in the sky. Am I talking to anybody? Now, I wasn't trying to preach this morning. Let me slow down. I wasn't trying to preach this morning. I just want you to understand why we need you. Lord, I done went over time. I just want you to understand why we need you to make this contract with yourself and get busy. Am I talking to anybody? We need you to take time and get your boss energy activated. It's not enough to keep coming in here talking about boss energy, boss energy, boss energy, boss energy, boss energy. No, baby. What's the boss energy for? That's the key. What is the boss energy for? Put that boss energy to work. Am I talking to anybody? It's time to put that boss energy to work. Stop worrying about provision. With every vision comes provision. Stop worrying about that vision. Stop worrying about provision. Know that if God gave you the vision, the provision is coming. Am I talking to anyone? But stop coming from this place of lack. Stop coming from this mindset of what you don't have and what. I just need you to move. I just need you to move. Chazzy-licious, I just need you to move. Move. I just need you to move. Am I talking to anybody? This is the time, beloved. This is the season of you and the God in you. I'm gonna say it again. This is the time. Honey, I know she on the wrong plane because she out there promoting flesh. Well, what's your flesh here for? Pray tell. What is your flesh here for? What is your flesh here for? Oh my God! Just explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it. What is your flesh here for? Why y'all done made flesh so bad? It's the God in you. This is the time for you to take the boss energy that God has put in you and manifest. Woo. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out. The last thing I want to say. And so stop questioning yourselves. Stop doubting yourselves. Stop critiquing yourself as if there's some wickedness hiding in you. And this is what I want to say to you, because I know how we done trained y'all's minds, energy, and emotion in church. Always looking for some evil lurking in. You know what? If it ain't in you, it ain't in you. And hear me when I say that. There's certain things you can say, Regina XYZ, in describing my character or whatever. I'm not even going to bat my eye because that's not in me. And I don't need to waste my time trying to find it. Some of y'all are wasting your time continuously scrutinizing yourself. Come on, Go Ratty. Thank you for those roaring biddies. I appreciate you, my brother. Some of y'all wasting time because somebody wants to lodge an allegation against you. And you wasting up time trying, well, let me see if that, baby, if it ain't in you, it ain't in you. And I don't know. Come on, Royal Confessions, 20 months long. Come on, that's my iron. I love you. Thank you so much. If it ain't in me, it's not in me. Stop looking for stuff. Stop getting distracted. Stop listening to the voices of the people, what they want to say and baby, stop your ears up and keep on going. Because I'm going to say it again. You can come to me and say whatever you want to say. Certain things, it ain't in me. Now, some stuff I know was in me at one time. It ain't there no more. And then some stuff was just never there. It was never in me. Thank you for those roaring biddies, woman unsilenced. I appreciate you, sis. It was never there. And we spend all of this. Oh, come on, woman unsilenced. Thank you so much. I appreciate those roaring biddies. It was never there. And y'all, you take yourselves into a place, there's a scripture that says Satan is an accuser of the brethren. KB Browns, thank you for those biddies. Oh my goodness, we're in the hype train. Thank you so much, you all. Thank you. I didn't realize that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Come on, KB Browns. I appreciate you, tall pumps, for those roaring biddies. BTD Mom, thank you for those roaring biddies. Thank you for everybody that's given to this hype train. I appreciate you. We going somewhere. We getting ready to do something. And listen, those, I appreciate your gifts and your giving, because we're getting ready to do something. Boss energy is going somewhere. It's not just to be contained here in the lion's den. It's to be out there in the world, in the earth, loving on people and changing people. What I'd say, my mission, to deconstruct the walls between the sacred and the secular, so we can have balance, so that we can have freedom, so we can have success. You understand the words that's coming out of my come on, it's the God in me. Come on, Chazzy-licious, it's the God in me. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And this is the season, this is the time, this is the place, you all, where it's time in the age of God for the God in you to rise up, the God in you to manifest, the God in you to show what the boss energy was. It's not in here to show. Come on, MCP 812. Thank you for those roaring biddies. It's not in you to try to listen, there's nothing about boss energy that's ever concerned about making somebody else look bad, show them up, or be better than competitively. That is not boss energy. And if you think that's what boss energy is, you are on the wrong mindset about boss energy. Come on, Go Ratty. You know I love you. I love you so much. And so at the end of the day, I want you to recognize, as we understand boss energy to be, what is the purpose of boss energy if we do nothing with it? You got to accept the elevation. Some of you all have been down a long time. I get it, but you were never meant to be down. I'm going to come back and I'm going to say somebody needs to wrap this around your brain. One of the laws of physics, to every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So as low as you been, you better get ready to go just that high. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? For the lowest low that you've been, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. For the lowest low that you've been, come on, I want you to get ready to go that highest high. It's a law. It's a law of physics. It's a law. It just is so. For the lowest low that you've been, and some of us been feeling mighty low. But for the lowest low that you've been, there's a higher high for you. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Come on here, woman unsilenced. You know what I'm talking about. And so you might as well get ready for that elevation. The time is now. And then I'm going to say it again, as Dr. Dady, man. And that's why I love even those 2:00 sessions. I may be preaching, but listen, the viewership, they give me so much good word while I'm preaching. It just, they bless me while I'm preaching. They preaching to me. Dr. Dady Priest, come on, Lovey 54. Dr. Dady Priest, come on, MCPA 12. Dr. Dady Priest said, drive your mountain. Drive your mountain. Drive it. Stop putting on the brakes. Drive that thing. Stop putting on the brakes. Somebody needs to hear that, because you start, you stop, you start, you stop. And what did I say about that mountain driving? When you're doing that 7% or that 12% descent, putting on them brakes, you ain't doing nothing but burning those brakes up. As a matter of fact, you keep on putting on the brakes. Eventually, those brakes will burn out to where you can't stop that car. Come on, Go Ready. Thank you for those roaring biddies. No, you don't. No. Stop putting on the brakes. Stop putting on the brakes. Stop. That's a word for somebody. Stop putting on the brakes. Drive your mountain. Drive your mountain. Come on here, SK. Let's go. We're roaring. Let's go. We're waking up the lions. Let's go. Oh, thank you for the hype train. It's still going. Thank you. I want you to just understand, and I want to appreciate and thank everybody that gave. I appreciate you. I really, really do. And I do have vision for Boss Energy. We're going somewhere. So I appreciate your gift and your giving, because we're getting ready to build. We're rising up to build. We're rising up to build. We're rising up to build and to take Boss Energy and let it go forth in the land for the healing. That when God put it in my spirit, there was a reason. And this was the time, and this was the season, not before, not after. The time is now. And we're moving in Boss Energy, y'all. We're moving in Boss Energy. Drive your mountain. Come on, Michelle Brown. Oh my God. And Michelle, I'm going to say this, and she is Miracle Signs and Wonders. But Michelle, I'm going to tell you, what it's so hard when I'm in stream. Anytime I see your name come up, I feel a prophetic that just wants to bubble up and bubble out. Come on, KB Browns. I appreciate you. There's something in my spirit, Michelle, every time, because I listen when every word, elevate, get ready, and drive your mountain, sis. Drive your mountain, because I'm promising you, your eyes have not seen, your ears have not heard, and it has not entered into your heart the good things that God has for you and your children and your children's children, and as many as the Lord your God shall call. There is a anointing, a power, a gifting that rests all over your life, sis, all over your life. Ooh, that I'm telling you, and it's strong. It's strong, or as some of my kin folks say, it's strong. It's real strong. Get ready and drive your mountain. That's all I can tell you. Drive your mountain. Don't put on the brakes. It's for you. Chazzylicious, I'm about to see you here in a couple of hours. I can't wait to get there. I love you. Get ready. God's hand is all over you. Get ready. SK8843. God's hand is all over you. To everybody in this stream, God's hand is all over you. Oh, baby, I love you. I love you, Michelle. God's hand is all over you. Oh, thank you for that hype train. I appreciate you so much. Nothing but love coming to you, my brothers, my sisters, to the Lions in the Lions Den. We got work to do. We got people to love. We've got lives that we're going to see change. So much positive change, so much positive energy that's about to be released in the land. Now I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. But again, 12 o'clock Eastern time. Come on, you ready to elevate? Come on, sis. It's your time. It's your season. Believe it. Walk in it. And at the end of the day, it's yours. Everything that God has for you. People may don't even. I'm not even gonna talk about people because people are irrelevant. It's yours. That's all I can say. It's yours. I love you, Chazzylicious. I just love your energy. I love everything about you. Shelly Thunder, come on in here. I mean, my moderators, I could spend a whole day just prophesying to my moderators because they are three of the most powerful dynamos in the world. They don't just moderate. These sisters are anointed. They really, really are. And I love them. Come on, Mel. We're roaring and soaring. We're doing that in this hour. I appreciate Woman Unsilenced. I appreciate you. Peace and blessings be on your day as well. Now, 12 o'clock Eastern time, I will be with Chazzylicious is Cooking. I want to invite you to come over there and be with us. This sister has a powerful platform. And as I said, not only does she cook, but on a certain Tuesday of the month, she stops and has conversation about real life-changing kind of things. And she's just been gracious enough to allow me to come and be a part of that with her on today. And I'm looking forward to it. So much love coming to everybody. So much love, so much love. We're going to get up out of here. Please copy the raid message. I'll see you back on tomorrow. And we'll be taking it another round higher. This is the time. This is the place. It's the season. We're going somewhere, y'all. We're going somewhere with that boss energy. Come on.
Oh, I feel for my brother.
Well, I feel for my brother and I feel for my sister. This has been another edition of Yes You O Cube with your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. I appreciate you for coming in the Lion's Den on today. Everybody that's here, I want you to know you're here by divine assignment. You're here by divine appointment. No excuses, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You were meant to be here this morning. Thank you for coming on in here. I want to say the Simply Amazing. We're lifting you up today. I know it's going to be a day, but our love from the Lion's Den is just enveloping you and coming to you to say, we got you from the Lion's Den, your fellow lions. We got you, and nothing but love coming to you as you journey through this day. And to MCP 812 and the neighbor, so much love coming to them as well. And we're going to continue to lift them up as well as Main Man. Now, come on, you can follow me out here. I'm out here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, Discord, and more. I'm out there, y'all, and I want you to follow. We don't have a spirit of intimidation. We don't have a spirit of fear. We got power. We have love. We have a sound mind. And we understand with this boss energy that we have, I am all powerful in love. And again, we don't just talk about change. We will be the change with that boss energy. And listen, this Pride Alliance, listen, we're out here and we're relentless. You're going to hear us roar. It's us, you, me, we all, because we're in this thing together. And listen, we're going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off and then some. I love every last one of you that are in here today. Thank you so much for joining me. Whether you were in my chat or not in my chat, I appreciate you. It's you that makes a difference in the Lion's Den. Now, the den of activity, not the den of iniquity, but the den of activity has been powerful today. I appreciate the Lion support. BTD Mom, Woman Unsilenced, DJ P-Foo, MCP 812, Go Ratty, that's my brother. KB Browns, that's my brother. Tall Pumps, all of y'all, I just love you. Thank you for those roaring biddies today. I appreciate you more than you know. Our moderators are anointed. They are powerful. They are the bomb. Michelle Browno, The Rebel Inc., Shelly Thunder, thank you so much. Triunity Jones, thank you for following today. And again, I want to tell you, welcome to the Lion's Den. Royal Confessions, that's my iron sharpens iron. 20 months long, you've been with me, sis. I appreciate you, and so much love coming to you. Now, copy that raid message and ride with us somewhere. And as Shelly Thunder always says, have an amazing day. on purpose. And we'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. And until then, peace for your journey.
My brother, I feel for my brother.